What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Bray Wyatt's serious issue with Vince McMahon, huge plans ahead for CM Punk, Ric Flair refutes a wild photo that went viral, Nick Khan reveals whether the WWE is up for sale, a WWE superstar had a broken neck, Seth Rollins misses Bray Wyatt, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, our first story looks at Bray Wyatt's serious issue with Vince McMahon. While the WWE Universe may finally have the reasons behind the WWE's dreadful decision to release Bray Wyatt. According to former writer Freddie Prinze Jr., there was considerable heat between Bray Wyatt and the WWE concerning his character. Prinze, who worked in the WWE's creative department, spoke with the Ringer podcast, revealing, "I can't tell you everything I know. I know Bray, I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're acquaintances. But I still have friends at the company. If you're willing to work a specific way, then even if you have a bad match, in the eyes of the top two dudes at the company, it's a good match because you're doing business their way. If you're wanting to step out of the lane and widen your river or just show there's some other streams, even if you have a great match, it's just a good match. And when you stick to your guns time and time again, they're gonna stick to theirs." Bray Wyatt was rumoured to be protective of his character, and in the end it appears his unwillingness to do things the McMahon way ended up costing him big. Prinze continued with his assessment of the situation. "Look, Vince is a product of the 80s, it's Reaganomics. When there's problems, he'll throw money at it. It's an old school way of thinking. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't, but they meant that will double down. Him and Kevin, for better and worse, they'll always double down. I don't think Bray had a good enough hand to play poker with them at that game. And that's why he lost the first time in a weird way in Saudi Arabia, and that's why things kinda went south from there." The case can be made that the Fiend's fall from grace began when he lost to Goldberg, a surprise loss given his dominance in the ring and the many wins Wyatt had racked up since transforming into the Fiend. However, the WWE seemed intent on pitting Goldberg against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 36, a move which became moot when Reigns took time off from the WWE because he said he wanted to safeguard his family from COVID-19. Considering the WWE's history of destroying popular characters with bad booking, it's understandable if Wyatt was protective of the Fiend. One need look no further than how the WWE destroyed Bray Wyatt's original character along with the Wyatt family. The Wyatt family went from being one of the most over acts into nothing, with the WWE separating the family members and booking Wyatt so poorly that he had to be repackaged. Next up, big plans ahead for CM Punk. Now, while it's no secret that CM Punk is heading to All Elite Wrestling, or that there are big plans for him, what exactly are these big plans? As previously reported from Ringside News, Punk is expected to wrestle 10 to 12 times a year and appear frequently on AEW television. However, Fightful Select is reporting Fightful spoke with multiple people involved with Warner Media and TNT, who spoke of the excitement of bringing in CM Punk, and he noted that he'll have their promotional machine behind him upon his return. It sounds as if TNT's coup in signing Punk has earned them additional goodwill from their broadcast partners, unlike the WWE, which seemed to be annoying its broadcast partners with its recent decisions to revamp NXT, as well as releasing their top star Bray Wyatt. It should be interesting to see how Punk is promoted and whether this will lead to an increase in AEW's ratings, and we'll definitely be covering the Rampage show this Friday, so be sure to tune in. Next up, Sasha Banks vs Bianca Belair update. Now, there's good news concerning SummerSlam's Sasha Banks vs Bianca Belair match. There were concerns that neither superstar could make it to the show following reports they'd been pulled from two house shows last weekend. And now PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting, for those wondering about the status of Sasha Banks and Belair after they missed this past weekend's WWE live events in the Carolinas, PWInsider.com has been told they are cleared to perform, and barring something unforeseen, will be at Friday Night SmackDown and SummerSlam this coming weekend. Let's hope this report is true, as many fans are looking forward to the show run between the EST and the Boss. Next up, Ric Flair refutes a wild photo going around. And did Ric Flair appear in a racy photo of a man going south of the border and a woman on a train? Hey look, this is PG YouTube, yeah? Well, that's the question that's setting social media on fire, as this led to speculation that the person, who can only be seen by the back of their head, is Nature Boy Ric Flair. However, Flair, who is well known for his many conquests, tweeted his own version of "It wasn't me." This picture is as real as that other one floating around. The Nature Boy doesn't ride trains. Flair included a hilarious picture of himself steering a cartoon train with this tweet. Now we doubt if the picture does belong to Flair because one need to look no further than Flair's iconic catchphrase, "I'm Ric Flair, the style and profile and limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling son of a gun. Why would he be taking a train? This is the same guy who took a private jet to be with Andrade in AAA. Next up, Nick Khan reveals whether the WWE is up for sale. Now, fans have been speculating that the WWE might be going up for sale, something which seems plausible given the company's efforts to trim its roster and employee payrolls, as well as consolidate some departments. WWE President Nick Khan recently spoke with Recode Media about whether the WWE is indeed going up for a sale. We're open for business on anything and everything. Even some of the business plans that we've announced recently are different and unique to what the company has traditionally done. We're open for business. If somebody called, we'll listen, but we're not active or out on the marketplace trying to change that structure. The WWE has been showing some impressive profits, but don't count on anyone inside the company revealing if there are plans for it to go on sale until the timing is right. Next up, Goldberg talks about his remaining matches in the WWE. Now, if you're wondering how many more Goldberg matches we have to endure, Big Bad Bill himself discussed the situation during an appearance on The Bump, praising the work of John Cena and Roman Reigns before revealing, "I'd love a piece of Roman Reigns, and I think even more so, I would love to get my hands around Cena's throat, but it's wishful thinking. We'll see. Let me take care of Bobby Lashley first, and then, hey, I only got 2 more matches on my deal, so we'll see what happens." Do you think the WWE will sign Goldberg to any more dates after his current deal runs out? Next up, Bo Dallas's broken neck. A recently released WWE superstar Bo Dallas, who is also Bray Wyatt's brother, had fans talking due to his long run in the WWE where he did nothing. Now Dallas, aka Taylor Rotunda, has revealed he broke his neck 2 years ago. Speaking with High Spots Wrestling Network, Bo shared the following. "Something that a lot of people don't know is I broke my neck 2 years ago. The last time I was on television on SmackDown, I think it was a B-Team segment involving Braun Strowman." Dallas explained how he chose to forego neck surgery. "I had a broken neck in that segment and I got time after that to either re-break my neck and wear this whole construction thing so they would have to take me out for over a year, or my neck had already started to heal incorrectly, but it started to heal and I had the opportunity to rebuild the muscles around there and strengthen those, so I did it for 9 months. I did that and got to 100%, or what I feel like was 100%, and as that happened, COVID hit. And so I was hurt a year before COVID hit, and then the chaos that created coming back." The man who told wrestling fans all they had to do was Bo leave said he's in the best shape of his life and hasn't ruled out a wrestling return. And finally, Seth Rollins misses Bray Wyatt. And last but not least, the Fiend's absence isn't being felt more than just by WWE fans. In an exclusive interview with the Metro UK's Alistair McGeorge, Seth Rollins revealed Bray Wyatt, "God, I miss him." But Rollins noted, "I wouldn't say that I drew much inspiration from him. He was way out there with the stuff he wanted to do character-wise, and it worked for him. For me, not so much. That's not really where I sit when it comes to characters in wrestling, but it worked well for him." And both superstars had some classic battles during their time in the WWE, including their 2019 program where The Fiend captured the Universal title from him. But there you have it, folks, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.